If you've had a business for any length of time, at some point, you're going to realize that you're going to have to be efficient to be able to handle all of these clients. And the more clients you add, the more efficiencies you're going to have to input in your day to day activity. So, this is what this episode is about. I'm going to give you 2 tips on how to be hyper efficient in your business. But first off, this channel provide tips, tricks, and techniques to take your self-employment venture from startup to success, and to help you just be free from a 9 to 5, free to express yourself the way you would like, free to work as long or as little as you'd like. Okay, but you're gonna have to be efficient. Okay, the first thing to help you be efficient is doing things once and doing it right. Okay, there's a quote out there that goes, do it right, do it light, do it wrong, do it long. Okay, I'm gonna say that again. Do it right, do it light, do it wrong, do it long. When you do things right the first time, it's correct, it's complete. All right, when you do it, you don't have to ever go back. Okay, you save time, and people appreciate them never having to circle back as well. This is what I believe the most efficient thing you can possibly do. Do it once, do it right. The next thing you can do to be efficient is go contactless, go Uber Eats mode. Don't ever reach out to clients for your services. You need to get to the point to where you're like a top college athlete. You get recruited to work for somebody. All that time you spend reaching out, you need to flip that, you need to reverse it and spend all that time reaching in, getting better at what you do, getting better at your operations, doing a better job with the current clients you have now. Don't waste a second on reaching out. It's wasted time. If somebody wants to work with you, they'll reach out. I wish I had known this 5 years ago, is that I've spent a lot of time reaching out to prospective clients, trying to get them to hire me. And people are just not going to want to work with you. You'll know if somebody really wants to work with you, they will pretty much break your door down and make it as obvious as possible that they're there. Okay. So apply these tips as often as you can. Another tip to being extremely efficient is to save your place from where you are, whether it's through a notebook or making a note in your phone or having someone else remind you. If you can know exactly where you stopped and where you picked off, you don't waste any time having to go back. Okay. This is one of those things that will save you hours of time if you take the time to write down, this is where I left off, this is the very next thing I need to do, instead of remembering the steps and you're just like, oh my gosh, I have to remember. Writing your passwords down somewhere is another place to be efficient. As you'll see just from listening to this video, there's a lot of different ways you can be efficient. It's up to you to codify how these are going to work, so you can just move, you can flip. Because that's what it's going to take eventually when you're playing the self-employment game on Hall of Fame mode, and you got to move and you got all these meetings and you got work done. You just have to get to the point where you're applying all these efficiencies in one direction. Activity hack will not only give you peace of mind, it'll give you just time to get things done. It'll create so much more time in your day if you do these 2 things. There's other tips too on how to be hyper efficient, but these are, I think, are the best. Is do it once, do it right. Don't contact anybody. Let other people sell for you, and have a plan of how you're going to do things. And I can talk about that in a future video, but you're going to learn quickly that time is always decreasing. You're going to need to get things done, and you're going to need to get it done right. And you can build systems to have this happen Right. These are things I've learned because it's so easy to make a mistake and have to go back and invest time that could have went somewhere else. And you want to get to the point where you're so concentrated and locked in, you can do something quickly and well, move on to the next thing. Because it's going to get to a point where you really can have the time to look at something once, especially if you're in something rigorous like accounting or law or all sorts of different ventures where you're self-employed, is that you don't have a bunch of time to look into it. You just have to get it done right because you have time constraints. So that's just something to think about. Okay. There's a lot of ways to be efficient, but you're going to learn that if you're going to be successful, you have to be efficient. There's not enough time in the day to be spending it all day on one thing. And this is probably one of the hardest things about having a business, but this helped me a lot learning this efficiency rule, is that be careful. Above all, just be careful and just stay in your lane. Two simple things that don't cost any money. Doesn't cost any money to don't contact anybody and just do it right. And your reputation will speak for itself and you'll get more clients, and that's it. Okay. All right. Bye.